Like it or not, the Chinese are coming to take the motorcycling world by storm, and they are here to stay. In the car and motorcycling world, Chinese manufactured vehicles have been known as, well, a bit of a joke. When most people picture a Chinese manufactured motorcycle, you immediately think of a bogan riding a cheap pit bike with a spindly frame, obnoxious exhaust note, and crappy anodized, well, everything. But here's the thing, times are changing, people. The Cove 450 rally has really ignited people's interest in Chinese manufactured motorcycles. It's bizarre that it took a Chinese upstart to finally release a rally style bike that people have been crying out for years. Sure, it isn't quite the twin cylinder unicorn we've all been dreaming of, but it's getting bloody close. While Cove is fresh on people's minds, they can't take all the credit. In fact, the Chinese market is now the second largest motorcycle builder in the world. The Chinese started making motorcycles way back in 1951 for the Korean War. The Beijing Motorcycle Factory did produce motorcycles from 1958, but until the late 70s, motorcycles were predominantly built for the military. In the 1980s and 90s, the industry began to take off and saw the birth of massive companies such as Lifan, CF Moto, Zongshen, and Chunyang. While we in the Western world were seeing lots of cheap, crappy pit bikes, some of the motors and parts were actually rock solid and making a name for themselves. Nowadays, the quality has improved to such a point where the biggest companies in the world are partnering with them. BMW has partnered with Lifan, KTM has been in bed with CF Moto since 2011 and is now the exclusive manufacturer of the LC8 engine. Piaggio works with Zongshen, and even Yamaha and Honda have joint ventures. Not too long ago, I had the chance to ride and review the CF Moto 800 MT, and I have to say I was impressed. The fit and finish was on par with the competition, and if you didn't tell me it was a Chinese bike, I would never have known. A couple of other brands have been making a name for themselves too. We have the aforementioned Cove, which is taking the dual sport world by storm. Chinese-backed SWM make quality machines. Benelli are proving reliable, and GPX have been receiving positive reviews from owners. It is also interesting that at the latest EICMA, lots of the bikes that caught people's eyes are from the Chinese brands. The Cove 800 has been in the mix for a while and looks like it could be what we're looking for. Lightweight, capable and powerful. The CF Moto 400 MT, while a little heavy, could be a great point of difference, and it certainly looks the part. They have also announced a 675cc triple cylinder sports bike that looks very intriguing. And then you've got another 450 rally bike, this time from Keyway. It's got all the gear, long travel suspension, decent horsepower and fuel capacity for days. But here's the thing, will they all prove reliable? So far the Cove has been ticking a lot of boxes, but it really is too early to say. They completed the Dakar Rally last year, which is no mean feat, but they've been having fit and finish problems and niggling issues. CF Moto's earlier bikes, while they are mechanically reliable, they had plenty of build quality issues and were frankly cheap. Their quad bikes and the 800 MT have definitely bucked this trend though. They have even entered Moto 3, which can only help with reliability and performance. Benelli has been doing very well, but it still quite isn't there for me. They are certainly filling a market because they're priced so keenly and they are solid bikes, but they tend to be heavier than the competition. And here's the thing, you can only do so much when you're cutting costs. Something has to give, whether it be performance, weight, or build quality. The CF Moto 800 MT is a prime example of what Chinese manufacturing can do with a little more money. Over time, I think it won't be long before the Chinese bikes are thought of in the same light as other countries. And then it won't be a matter of quality, but of politics. Would you buy a Chinese manufactured or owned motorcycle? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm really keen to hear your opinions on this. If you haven't, make sure you check out my other content and hit that subscribe button. All right, keep it on the back wheel, everyone. Catches.